Hello my dear friends, my name is Sanne and welcome back to another video. And today we are hopefully finally doing a proper 24-hour readathon. Because I want to and I have the day off, so I'm going to. It's gonna be really simple. I'm just gonna be reading for 24 hours straight. I might do something else in between if I need to, but we'll see. It is currently 12:30 approximately, so in the afternoon. So I'm gonna be reading until 12:30 tomorrow. I am gonna get some sleep in between because I need it. Anyway, I'm just gonna read as many books as I can and I'm gonna talk to you about them. I have 6 books lined up. I don't know which ones I want to read first. I have a couple different ones, basically something from different genres. So I am going to do a randomizer just to pick my book because I don't know what I want to start with. So I'm just gonna let the randomizer do it for me. So I have 6 books lined up. I have 2 physical books. I have Two Can Keep a Secret by Karen McManus. And then I have A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas, which I still need to read. But it's so thick that I like it. It just demotivates me a bit, But I do want to get to it, so possibly today. But first I want to do the randomizer. The other books I have lined up are Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid, The Collector by Fiona Cummins, which is part 2 of a duology, and I really want to read part 2 sometime. And then I have I just chose 2 random romances from Kindle, because we have a fantasy book, we have a more young adult thriller, we have a thriller, which is The Collector, and then we have, I don't know what Daisy Jones and the Six is, it's like a drama, I guess. So I wanted to add in a romance book as well. So I just chose 2 random ones from my free Kindle list, because some of them just look so funny to me. So I have Designing Happily Ever After by Ellie Hall, and then I have Am I the Asshole? A Modern Fairy Tale, and it's by Cassie Alexander, and I guess it's like a romance with a fantasy, I guess, because there's demons in it. So those are 6 books lined up. I have a wheel, which I will film for you. So I have the 6 books lined up, so we're gonna spin the wheel. Let's see. Well, I guess we're reading a sapphic demon romance. Let's get into it. Like I said, it's by Cassie Alexander. I have the cover here for you. It has about 170 pages, so it shouldn't be too long. It says it will take me 2.5 hours, so we'll see. I'm gonna start reading it now, and then I will give you updates. I finished the book. It is now 4:30, so it took me about 4 hours, but I did take some breaks in between to have lunch and such. So yeah, but I finished the first book, Am I the Asshole? Which, it didn't really have much to do with Reddit posts or anything. There were like 3 Reddit posts in there. Like, the stuff that was wrong in this girl's relationship was kind of like stuff that you would see a lot on Reddit as well, so it's more like based on that. I think it was fun, it was enjoyable, lovely wholesome ending, very smutty, so do keep an eye on that. If there's suddenly like a hot dominant demon woman coming into your life, how could it not turn smutty? Anyway, I liked it. It was fun. I would give it like 3.5 stars. It was like groundbreaking or whatever. You kind of knew what was gonna happen and how it would end up and whatever, but it was wholesome. It was nice. I liked the way it was written. It was double POV, so that was also nice. I like double POV books. Just know what's going on in both main characters' minds. It's just nice. It basically also just gets resolved for everyone, because the man in this relationship, like, this is the first page. I didn't really I didn't tell you what this book is about. So the thing is, this girl, Becky, she's engaged to Logan, and Logan convinced her while she was drunk to get a demon summoning kit so they could have a threesome with a demon. In this case, demons are like really well versed in the human world. They live together with the humans, and most of them are like rich, classy folk, but you also have like the succubi that you can basically hire. Like, they're basically sex workers, but to get them you have to buy a summoning kit from the demons, and then you summon the demon, and that's how sex work is done. So he convinces her to buy one of those summoning kits, and his friends buy it for him, and she doesn't really want to do it, but she feels kind of forced into going through with it. Instead of getting just a regular succubi, they get Gwen, who is a more highly ranking demon, the rich ones. But she's imprisoned for 5 years, and this is her last evening, and she was forced to do this kind of sex work as a punishment for murdering a human. And that's how they meet, but you immediately see that Logan is just a dick. This is the first 10 pages. They summon her, she's there, and she's like, you can't touch me. The only thing I will allow you to do is give me your girl, and I will do stuff with your girl, and you can watch. She was kind of into, Becky was kind of into that. You could tell, she was like, but wait, this woman is hot. Logan was being petty, and he just destroyed the soul circle, and that, broke down the summoning, and the demon was gone. So, he was being a bit petty. He wanted stuff for himself, but if his girlfriend could get something, he wasn't really with that. Becky starts to kind of question their relationship, especially since they're getting married in 2 weeks. And she keeps thinking about this demon woman, and this demon woman keeps thinking about her. So they kind of just keep meeting, and a lot of stuff happens, and they fall in love. And yeah. So that's just the book. And it's nice. It was fun. I give it 3.5 stars. So now it is time to run the wheel of names again. We have 1 book done. We have 5 left. So run this again. What will be next? Okay. Well, this is going to be an entirely different genre, because we're going to read The Collector, which I will be reading in Dutch. It's the second part in the duology. I just need to download it, because I'm going to be borrowing it through the library, through my mom's library account. I've been wanting to read this for a while, because the first part is... Well, in Dutch, it's The Bone Collector is the first part. It's about a serial killer who has a bone museum, and he collects bones of interesting people with bone conditions. And the book kind of follows him when he has his eyes on a certain boy with a bone condition, and he's stalking this boy and his family. And in the meantime, you see the point of view of the dad and the detective going after this man, and it's there's so much going on. It's really creepy, because through a lot of the book you do see the POV of the serial killer, but you don't know who he is, and you do get hints of him being in the background when you read the dad's POV, but you don't know this man, and the dad does not know this man either, and he does not notice him. So it gives this really eerie feel to it, and it's written really, really well. I read it in Dutch. The Dutch translation is really good. So yeah, I will be reading part 2. So I know part 2 in English is called The Collector. Part 1 is called Rattle in English, which in Dutch is The Collector. And then part 2 is The Collector in English, but in Dutch it's The Successor. So it's a bit confusing, but part 1 is Rattle. I would really recommend it if you're into creepy, eerie thrillers. And it has a big climactic ending as well, and it's really good. But a bit of a cliffhanger as well. So that's why I really want to read book 2. My friend told me book 2 is also really, really good. So I've been wanting to read it for a while. So I'm going to do that. Which is going to be a completely different vibe from paranormal romance smut. I'm gonna start reading it because I'm excited. Don't know how many pages it is. Can I see how many pages it is? I've never read in the library app, so I don't know. There's 87 chapters, 342 pages. So I'm gonna start up my Bookly. I've been using Bookly since like last year when I saw Another Day, Another Pen or Another Day, Another Page on Instagram talk about it, and I thought it was fun and it's good for my competitive mind. The app is called Bookly, and you can put in a book. I will add the book now. You can look it up online if it is already in the system, and otherwise you can just put it in yourself. Like this, you can put it in. But the thing is, you can like time what you're reading. So you just put on a timer and you just type, like after you've read for an amount of time, you want to stop, you just stop the timer and you put in how many pages you've read, and then it just calculates like graphs for you, like how many pages a day you read, how many pages an hour. So it will also calculate how much time it will still take you to finish the book. So it's just nice. So I'm gonna turn on my Bookly. The timer is running. And I'm gonna read The Collector by Fiona Cummins. So, yay, let's get into it. Hello, I'm here to give you a quick update. I'm at 50% of this book. I'm enjoying it so far. I was a bit worried at first that she wouldn't be able to replicate like the eerie feel of book one, but she's not disappointing me so far, and I have questions that have not been answered. So I'm enjoying it. It is now 9:30. Took a bit of a dinner break. Already took like a tiny bit of a nap, like half an hour. So we're doing good. So I guess I can finish like 3 books today. That's what my goal is. Except for if my third book is A Court of Wings and Ruin. I'm not sure if I can finish that for the third one, but we'll see. I'm halfway through this book, so I'm gonna finish this hopefully, but before 12, I'm guessing. So, yay. I read now. Hello, friends. I am back. It is now 12:30. It has been approximately 12 hours since I started this readathon. I'm halfway through, and I finished 2 books. I just finished the second book, and it was so good. It had me on the edge of my seat the entire time. It was really good. This woman is great at just writing scenes. Like you can see everything unfold right in front of you. You can just see everything happening. It's creepy. It's really good. I wouldn't give it 5 stars, but at least 4 stars are warranted. The only thing that I didn't like is that the children in this book, like the main children, are 5 and 6, and they speak like they're 13, 14 at least. That's kind of my only thing. Like, no 6-year-old would say anything like that, you know? Takes away from the story a tiny bit. Great book. I would if you're into like creepy serial killer thrillers, this duology, great. The way it is written, it's so detailed, and there's a lot of metaphors in it. It's almost like written in a bit of a poetic way. I really liked part 1. I think I gave that like 5 stars. And then this one, I like it a tiny bit less. That's just because in the beginning, I didn't really have that eerie feel of the first book, but it makes sense. She does write some interesting scenes in between that make you... It just kind of pulls that feeling back, and at a lot of points I was like, oh my god, I have questions, and then like a few pages or chapters later my question would be answered, and I was like, oh, okay, so there's nothing really keeping me on my toes right now. And then right at that moment she would put in something else that would make me question everything again. I was like, but what's going on over there? And you learn a lot of people's backstories and whatever, and just the characters are written very interestingly. I am going to start my third book now. I'm just gonna keep reading until I'm really, really tired and I need to go sleep. And then I need to wake up at 8:30 because then I have sports at 8:30, like online workout. So then I will do that and then I will continue reading again until around 12, probably just a tiny bit later, just to make up for the hours that I've slept, you know. But yeah, that's my goal. So we can do at least one more book, I'm pretty sure. It just depends on what book. Because we have some thin books, we have some medium books, and we have a thick ass book. So let's see, because I have the thing again ready for you. We have the 4 leftover books in here. Let's see what we will read next. Exciting. Oh no. I knew it. For some reason, this wheel has selected 3 times already the book that I wanted to read the least out of all of them. I think like I want to read all of them, but like I was just less excited or not specifically in the mood for that genre, because the first one was just kind of a almost shitty looking romance that I thought maybe I would find it fun. I would just add it in there just for the funsies. But then I ended up really enjoying it. And then I didn't really want to read like a very dramatic thriller that's like intense, but then I also ended up really enjoying it. And now I just really do not want to get into a 700-page book, but I also know it's gonna be good, so we're just gonna do it. And we'll see if I am able to finish this book before the end of this readathon, because that would be great. I'll grab the book now. Okay, so I have the book here. It's very thick, as you can tell. The page, like the writing is also like pretty small. Sarah J. Maas writes a bit simplistically, I must say. Like, it's not like overcomplicated words or sentence building or anything, so it reads quite quickly. So this is part 3 in the ACOTAR series. I'm guessing most of you who are watching these kinds of videos know what ACOTAR is, but just in case you don't, A Court of Thorns and Roses in the first book is the first book in this series. This is the 3rd and final book, and then there's just a spin-off or something, basically. A Court of Thorns and Roses, the first one, is about Feyre, a girl who is living in the human part of the world, and one day she kills a wolf who happens to be a fae, and then she basically gets kidnapped by the fae as a punishment for her killing one of them. And she comes to live in their world and in one of their courts. And then she finds out that something is going on over there, and she has to help rescue the world, basically. And that is book 1. And then a lot of stuff happens. And in book 2, a lot more stuff happens, and there's a lot more people involved. And it's very interesting. This is part 3. I have no idea what's gonna happen in this. Really no clue. I am also just trying to remember what happened in part 2. The only thing that I did remember about part 2 is I read it on like the 30th of December last year, and I was like so excited about this book. I just kept reading and reading, and I really liked it. Like before I was done, I was like, I need to read part 3 as soon as possible. So I ordered it on Amazon Prime, and it was there the next day. So it was in less than 12 hours after I ordered it. So I was able to read it a lot earlier. Like I wanted to read it immediately after, but I just never did for some reason. So, but I do know that I really, really, really enjoyed book 1 or book 2. Book 1 was good, and then book 2 was better. Gonna get started. There's also a lovely map, as always, and I will be reading these now. And I'm just gonna, like I said, read until I am falling asleep, which hopefully is as late as possible. Hello, good morning. It is currently 10 a.m. I went to sleep around 4:30. I didn't manage to read that much last night because I just kept falling asleep. I read until like page 46, so I'm not that far. I'm just gonna keep reading today. We'll see how far I get in this. I made some breakfast. I just did a workout, had a quick shower. So yeah, let's see what this book brings me, shall we? is a manipulative bitch. And I love it. She's doing so well. I don't always like her. I think she's a bit of, I don't know, she's just a typical YA main character. She's a bit quirky and different, but she's also really, really, really extremely strong, that kind of stuff. So I don't always like her, but it's the manipulation. She's thinking shit through. She's doing great. It has been exactly 24 hours since I started this readathon. I am currently at page 159 in A Court of Wings and Ruin, so not very far yet, but getting somewhere. I'm just gonna read for a few more hours and then wrap this up, just because I slept for a few hours, so I haven't been reading for 24 hours and I still have some time left, and I just wanna read more of this book. I keep noticing that I just can't put it down. Every single time I'm like, oh, I should take a tiny break when I end the next chapter, and then I accidentally order read like 4 pages of the next chapter, and I'm like, wait, I'll wait until this chapter is over, and then it keeps going because I just keep reading. So yeah, I want to read more. I've been loving Feyre more in this book so far, and Cassian and Azriel, my wholesome beans. I'll read. But yeah, it has officially been 24 hours since I started, but we'll go on for a tiny bit longer, just because I want to. Just a tiny bit though. Okay, so I have managed to read a tiny bit more, and we're wrapping up the 24-hour readathon here. I am at page 200 from A Court of Wings and Ruin, so that means I basically read 3 books, because if I picked one of the other books that was around 200 pages, I would have already finished the book. It's just the fact that this one is just so thick. I will probably finish this somewhere this week, so that's exciting. You will hear all about it and my thoughts on it in my reading wrap-up later this year. The other 2 books that I read, I did enjoy quite a lot actually. Really glad I read them, and I'll be reading the other books soon enough as well. And I'll probably do a 24-hour readathon somewhere soon again, because I just really enjoy doing them. I just need to make sure they fit into my schedule. But yeah, now I need to get back to editing a lot of videos, and I'll finish reading this book somewhere this week. That was the first 24-hour readathon done. If you enjoyed, please give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you think of this kind of video, because I like filming them and watching them myself, but I really want to hear your opinion on it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. If you want to see even more from me, my blog, my socials, and my gaming channel, and everything else you need to know about me is all linked down below, so you can check that out as well. And that's gonna be it for me today. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Toodles!